It has now been officially a year, well, more than a year, since I've been part of the Genshin Impact Content Creator Program. Yay! Woohoo! Party time! Which is funny to me because around this time last year, I wasn't even playing the game. Some of you may not know this, but I started out doing comic dubs for Fate Grand Order first for my channel. You know why? Because I was such a huge fan of FGO and its stories and its narrative, but there were barely any comic dubs of it back then. So I thought, well, if no one's gonna make food for me, then I'm going to feed myself. I barely had any experience in all of it, like in editing, mixing, casting, directing, purely just going off with my gut on like what feels right. Before I knew it, I actually had a small community of sorts and got a chance to reach out to other FGO creators like CPVA and the Caldia Gurus. There was one artist in particular, however, that really caught my eye. She goes by Oletarts Online, also known as, well, Chelsea. I bought her Harvest Moon stickers in a con once a couple years ago and followed her on Twitter and Instagram ever since. Imagine my excitement when I learned that she also did FGO stuff. Her art just gives so much positive energy and it makes me feel happy, and I couldn't wait to see what she does with FGO. I was so stoked! But, Red, how does all of this tie back into Genshin? Well, you can pretty much guess what happens when you only do one type of content for a while. You get burned out. I was starting to lose motivation on making comic dubs in general, actually. There was just nothing that sparked my interest enough. That is, until I scrolled down on my Twitter feed one day and saw that Chelsea made a Genshin Impact comic. I saw it and thought it was one of the cutest things I've ever read, even though I had like zero context on what was going on or who are these characters, who is Child, why does he want to fight Lumine, who is Zhongli and why are they in a funeral parlor, why is Paimon Paimon? But the comic was really cute, so to heck with all those questions. And I thought, this is it. This might be my chance to work with one of the artists I have been admiring for so long. So I took a leap of faith and asked for permission to dub the comic in her DMs. And fortunately, she said yes. But then came the problem. I had no clue how these characters even sound, nor how to cast them, nor how to direct them. What was I gonna do? What happened is a roller coaster of me going to my friends who did play the game for help in casting and watching a lot of the characters' voice lines on YouTube. Like, a lot. Around this time, there were a lot of Genshin Impact comic dub casting calls going around, so sometimes when they're done with their own casting, I would go to CCC and listen to the countless auditions of other people, and if there's one or if there's a couple that I really like, after comparing it with the official voice lines from Genshin, whether it's the Japanese voice line, the Chinese voice lines, or the English voice lines, or their own original spin to the character, I'll directly contact them myself going, hey, I just heard your audition for this character from this casting call, and I really liked your interpretation of it. Can I also have you over for my channel for a couple comic dubs? Though, because I've never played the game, I mostly went with, again, what sounded good to my ears, what felt right to me, and not always sticking exactly to what the game uses. I swear, I once said that I was only going to do Chelsea's comics and that's it. But then I found another one I wanted to do, and another one, and another one. Before I knew it, I had a whole backlog of stuff I wanted to work on before I even had the chance to start playing the game for myself. Well, it sure was interesting. Making videos for a game you've never played, making creative choices purely by instinct. But it was fun. A little nerve-wracking, but fun. I got comments from people saying we pronounced Lumine wrong. Yeah, with the whole Lumine and Lumine stuff. I once had to ask Zeph what a vision was so I could give context to the actor. Heck, Taso and I didn't even know what Gooba was. And I'm a Shangling main now! The fact that people praise the voice acting and the voice actors in my videos is either proof of my genius, or we were all just starved for content. I don't know. But one thing was made apparent to me. Doing the Genshin comic dubs reminded me why I loved doing them in the first place. The stories people make, the collaborative effort to elevate the narrative to another level, the fact that you can share these to a circle outside of your own and connect with people through a mutual love for a character in our game. It was amazing. A couple months after I started doing comic dubs for Genshin, I caught wind of the content creator program and applied for it. A complete shot in the dark, one where I thought I had no chance of getting in. I was just a channel who mostly did comic dubs in my own little corner, and I was gonna be joining a bunch of streamers and content creators with hundreds of thousands of subscribers? Bro. But March 12th, 2021, I got the DM from Paimon saying I got in, and I almost cried. I'm really grateful for all the people who continue to watch and support the stuff we put out. I love storytelling, so I tend to prefer doing narrative-heavy and or emotional comics, which may not always be everyone's cup of tea, and that's completely understandable. I still get comments of people going, "I came here to laugh, not be in a sobbing mess on the floor," regularly. Heck, Lou, one of my absolute best friends and also a fellow creator, calls me a sadist because of the amount of sad comics I put out. And I always fire back. Who else is going to do these comics of rare ships, rare character interactions, or all the potential angst we could have gotten in the game? Who else has the audacity to make people cry in here? I swear I'm not a sadist. Please don't hate me. Thank you to everyone who's helped me with my channel. It's all been one big collaborative effort among a lot of people. Thank you to my editors, the translators, the animators, the artists who draw these beautiful stories. Big thank you to my huge cast of voice actors who are absolutely overflowing with talent. I swear, I'll always be grateful that so many of you pros have decided to work with this little cupcake. Special shout out to Taso, who has been the biggest help, not just in the translation cleanup and the thumbnails, but also as my #1 emotional support when I start to become unsure of where do I go as a creator. Really, I can't thank everyone enough. And to all my viewers and comment section regulars, thank you so much for your support. I always tell my friends that I have the sweetest comment section, and you guys continue to prove me right. Again, thank you all for 1 year, and here's to hoping we get to do another one together. Bye-bye!